Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I love the energy first thing 9 a.m. in the morning. So how's everybody doing? How's the training's been so far this week?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All righty. So first and foremost, let me introduce myself because I haven't been on any of the trainings, so you guys probably don't recognize or know who I am. I don't recognize too many people up here on the top row of my screen. My name's Ted. I'm a former KW technology trainer for some local offices here in our region. I'm a regional director for Cody Gibson's expansion team. I cover Virginia, Maryland, and DC. And I'm also a labs advisor for KW. So I do a lot of the testing and trying to break command prior to you guys getting it. So I will not be leaving my contact information in case it breaks on you and then you want to come yell at me. I'm just kidding. Again, right, the idea is this is a platform, I know David touched on it, that is built for agents by agents. So again, myself, I am I also have my personal team with my wife, right? So I utilize Command in my business on a regular basis. I've actually, when I came over to KW probably about 4 or 5 years ago, Command was just rolling out. So I was kind of one of those fail forward people. And I was like, no reason to pay for something if something's already offered to me, right? It is amazing now compared to back then. Which again, right, it's kind of like the iPhone, the original iPhone compared to what we have now, right? If we had to go back to that, it would be like, what? So again, I'm super excited, and the stuff that we have available to us allows us to run not just an individual business, a team, a mega team. So again, and it's right here at your disposal. What real quick before I jump into some slides and kind of rehash some things from homework and things like that from the previous classes, what have been some of your biggest takeaways thus far from the trainings that you guys have had? I know you guys did the setup, which isn't too but so exciting, right? However, I know you guys jumped into contacts and smart plans, I believe, already yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong. So again, some of the automations that we have in just a good place other than like an Excel spreadsheet or your iPhone or Facebook to actually keep your database, right? Which again is our business. What were some of the takeaways, big ahas that you guys had?
I'm brand new to real estate, but I've been in sales for 20 years in telecoms, and I still am doing that. I'm a dual agent right now. So all the nuggets that have been shared have been amazing. And just like you said, all these tools that we get at our fingertips is awesome. All the content and knowing where that's at and the design center and all that. I really liked all of that. I think they're really making it, coming from the technology field. KW really has embraced technology and allowed for a digital experience and allowing us to run our businesses literally anywhere. So that really is shining through for me, and that's really what you need to survive in today's world.
100%. I love that. I love that. That's an awesome takeaway. And again, I think one of the things you touched on being through career. One of the things that we always talk about in real estate, there's 3 L's to real estate, right? Leads, listings, and leverage. And that's really like when you look at like yesterday, contacts, being able to have everybody tagged, organized, being able to officially move through that database, move through your business, right? And then also being able to leverage automations, right? To send out personalized content, to send out personalized text messages, emails, to establish deeper relationships with the people around us in our community, in our business. Like that's leverage, right? We don't have to finger punch every single thing, right? However, we can leverage the technology and make it personalized, branded, so it doesn't look like we're just blasting some automated stuff out there, right? We all know what it looks like when we get something automated and when it looks like something's a little bit more personalized, right? And I think that's the key. It's the leverage piece, and especially if you're dual career, maybe you have a bunch of kids, right? Or just life in general, right? Life can pull us in many different directions. So that leverage piece in our business is huge. And the other piece of leverage is hiring people. The thing is, that's expensive. A lot of times you have to learn how to do that, right? But through failure a couple of times, and that costs money. The cool thing is this is a leverage piece in your business that allows you to grow efficiently towards your goals, and you're low risk, low cost, right? So again, love that takeaway. I could talk about that forever. So I'm going to get off of that. We're going to jump onto the content for today, because today is designs and campaigns, right? Let's run through the slides. I got a couple funny jokes about me and designs, just because I'm not necessarily like somebody that used to do this at a really high level until I got into KW. Let's present. All right, so give my computer some time to think. Again, we're jumping into, we are recording already, so we'll skip that one here. All right, so as you guys have discussed on every single training thus far, right? All right. These are your Market Center Tech trainers, right? So David is our regional technology trainer. What you'll see here is, all right, we keep going. This is being recorded, just so everybody knows, from the region, and will be posted to our YouTube channel too. So you don't have to individually record it. However, if you want to, feel free to do that as well. So these here are the market centers. You'll see the name of the market center, your market center number, as well as the market center tech trainer, right? The boots on the ground there for you if you do run into some challenges implementing some of these things. Also, if you want to take a deeper dive into some of these futures, right? That's the person to go to. One of the things that we want to focus on here in these classes and these workshops are the foundational pieces here in the system, right? What you'll hear at KW a lot, the 80-20 principle. We want to focus on the top 20% that you can get implemented into your business, so that you can get in here, utilize this at a high level, and drive 80% of your results, right? Once we master that and we commit to that self-mastery aspect and we accomplish that, then we earn the right to go into some of the other stuff, right? Some of the cool, shiny objects, so to speak, that are built into the system here, that ultimately do help grow our business, but it's the 20%, it's the 80% of activities that are going to give us 20% of our results. So again, these classes are really structured to get you the good foundation, right? Because we know we're in real estate. A house without a good foundation will do what? It'll crumble, right? So same process here with building our business. So again, know these people, and if you haven't met them yet, reach out to them so that you can get to know them. And again, they're on the ground boots there to help you in your business. So designs. We're gonna jump here to the next slide, but before we do that, who took the action steps from yesterday? From yesterday's class, did they give out the action steps on the training prior to getting off? So the action steps, I know you guys went over in contacts yesterday, building out those tags, right? So did you go through bulk add the tags to all your contacts that are currently in there? Add any addresses, social media profiles, things of that nature, right? Because those personal social media profiles will allow us in campaigns to directly target people that we have that in their contact card. We can directly target them with social media ads through campaigns. All right, and then the other one, right, that we want to make sure we're doing consistently, because what this allows us to do is really grow our database, right, organically. Sharing our app with 10 people. Sharing our personalized mobile app, right? Because again, when they create their account to search for homes and all that stuff, save searches, the cool thing is it automatically creates them as a contacted command, puts them in there. You get the little green check mark right next to their name, right? That they actually have an account with your app and your website. In addition to that, if they share that app to any of their friends and their friends create an account, guess what? their friends also drop in, and now we can start to passively market to them, leveraging some things yesterday like smart plans to start capturing some mind share passively, right? And the goal of this is to not be salesy necessarily in their face, but to passively put personalized pieces of information that are relevant and bring value to people and take over mind share, because ultimately then we take over market share, right? And that's the name of the game. So let me move this window here. I don't know why it's way over here. All right, so I can actually see the slides all the way. And again, if when we're rolling through this, I have the chat down here. I will see notifications, but just drop questions into the chat, and as we transition, I'll try to circle back, and if we have any questions between things, I'll make sure I try to address those. Let's go to the next slide here real quick. Do all your contacts that have addresses and emails, are they on that biweekly neighborhood nurture, right? I wasn't on the training yesterday. I can tell you my personal business, with our agent partners within United Home Group, I tell them, look, this biweekly neighborhood nurture smart plan, right? Anybody that has an address, you didn't even have to sell them the home, right? However, is it safe to say, I don't know, I'm down here in the Hampton Roads area, we just hit a new record for median sales price of since we've tracked that statistic, right? This past month, year over year. So, it's one of those things that we always have market changes going on, especially right now. That is the lowest unsubscribed thing we have in our company, that biweekly neighborhood nurture. And it's 24 passive touches a year. That, let me tell you guys, I also am an investor. So neighborhoods that I'm interested in investing in, that I'm watching, I set myself up on that. I have myself in there as a contact. I have myself set up on a biweekly neighborhood nurture, and I have 10 different neighborhoods attached to that biweekly report that goes out. I can glance at it real quick and keep it moving. And if I see something that catches my eye, I can dive a little deeper, right? That's what our clients will do with that as well. So if you aren't leveraging that, or you haven't taken this action step, I'm going to urge you, right? We talk about 36 touches to success, right? If you've been in your market center and you've gone to any trainings, right? When it comes to database and SOI, we talk about that 36 touch campaign, right? We want to make sure we have 36 touches a year. Well, this already does 24. What if you have an additional 36 on top of that, right? Going into this year, Gary Keller had a top 200 mastermind, and he told all of his top 200 agents in the company, the top agents going into this market shift are touching their database 70 plus times a year. So again, take your 36 touch, add the biweekly neighborhood nurture. You're already hitting your database 50 times a year. The thing is, these 24 touches are super passive, and they're relevant to that person, where they live, their neighborhood, and it brings value. And that's the reason it's the lowest unsubscribed thing we have, and it's the highest use thing. So again, hopefully I'm gonna stop beating that horse, but I cannot stress this enough. This is such an awesome tool to help capture mind share. So you're leaving some opportunity on the table if you don't take advantage of that one. All
Is
right.
this where do we find that in campaigns or,
No.
smart plans?
That's a smart plan. So
Okay,
again,
perfect.
yeah. So you just go click the smart plan tablet. I know you guys got the recording, or it'll be posted yesterday. Smart plan applet, right? When you pull it up, you may not have any smart plans there. Don't worry about it. Click the library tab, then just look. It'll be the author will be Keller Williams. Just type in buy-weekly, and it'll be the first one to pop up. Add it to your library. Then when you go to your smart plans, you'll see it there. Go to contacts, bulk enroll everybody.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. All right. So I don't know why I went backwards there. Here we go. So who's ever used Canva? Feel free to unmute. Just say, I don't know. Do we have any Canva people in here?
Once.
1 out of 16? That's it? Let's use Canva?
I've only used it a little bit,
Okay. So we got 2. Okay, there we go. So
so maybe 0 out of 16.
No, I've used it.
Okay, look, people are coming on
Same.
mute now. I see. We got some engagement now. We can make this class fun. All right. So, truth be told, before I came to KW, if somebody had told me what's Canva, I'd have been like, what's Canva? I don't know, right? I never did any of this stuff. right? It just wasn't like that. It just wasn't a priority anymore. I came from another industry that was heavy sales, so that just wasn't the marketing, that type of stuff was done for me, right? So when I got to Command, I said, what is this? I went into designs and I was like, well, this is cool. And oh, this isn't too challenging. I could do this. If I went into Canva right now, I promise you, like, it would take me so long to create something. It's because I only know designs. Like, I know it's similar to Canva. The biggest difference is this is designed to real estate. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? There's not saying there's anything wrong with using Canva. The benefit of this is it's tied in, right? So when I check into my business, everything can be done in one place, right? My marketing, my listing presentations, my buyer presentations, print, emails, right? PDFs, buyer presentations, you name it, like it can all be done here. The cool thing is you don't have to start from scratch. You're not taking a general cool Canva template and then kind of turning it into something related to real estate. The other really cool thing is, have you ever, like, if you've used Canva and you're doing a post for, you know, a just listed or just sold or something, and you're looking and you're having to reference the MLS to get this information and go back here and click here and click here, right? The cool thing about this, or you have to download the picture, your picture from your, you know, your file from your photographer and then upload it here into Canva, right? The cool thing about this is actually connected to the MLS. So all the data on the listing is actually right there, and you can drag, drop, pull, and add it to your design. In addition to that, all the images from the MLS are there. The other big thing that I absolutely love is I don't have to start from scratch. We have specific real estate templates that KWRI has created and put in here for us. The other really cool thing that we can do here is that we can go and we can set up our assets. So, right, we know KW is built for agents, by agents, and more or less, they're investors in our business and our brand, right? So again, my personal signs has got my logo, all this stuff, and a small KW down here, right? As to be compliant and as an investor in my business. Well, the really, really cool thing is you can go ahead, if you use certain colors for your business, you can go ahead and have those colors saved right there in your assets. Do you have headshots that you use on a regular basis for marketing templates? Cool. You don't have to always upload them. You can save them right there. Logos, all those different things. Maybe you have a catchphrase that you put on stuff that you use on a regular basis. Well, cool. That can be there too, so that you don't always have to retype that. You can just drag and drop it, right? All these things are right there. And the cool thing is, again, you don't have to start from scratch. So we'll dive into what that looks like. Again, we have over 1,500 different print options already available to you, from flyers, right? KW, who knows what Lifestyle magazine is? Who's ever seen that? So if you walk around your market center, you'll probably see one laying out. And typically it's a real estate magazine that goes out. Agents pay, sign up for it. It's the same magazine that gets sent out for all agents. The only difference is in a couple spots in the magazine, it has like a little slot, and in the back page and all that, that's branded to you, your business, and it's like your magazine. But the thing is, the next agent that paid for the same thing, it's the same exact magazine. The only difference is the branding. But again, it's a way for people to send out quarterly magazines around real estate stuff. Well, guess what? You can literally go in here, right? Again, if you use Vistaprint or something like that, you can actually go in here. KW releases a quarterly magazine every single quarter right here in Designs. So you can go in there, you can customize the colors and everything, brand it completely to you and your business. The content articles will be the same, but you can still change the images on them. So you can make it all specific to you once a quarter. Send that off to Vistaprint. I do it for my VIP, like, repeat and referral clients. So, you know, it's not like I'm doing 100 magazines. I'm probably doing 20, 30 magazines a quarter. So it's not crazy expensive, but for those VIPs, those top people that send me repeat referral business and are past clients, like, I want them seeing that stuff all the time, right? Because they're my biggest advocates. So we'll dive into where you find all that stuff, but this is just some of the different things that we have, right? Different social posts. So again, I'll show you guys. I'm big about keeping it simple. I post daily. I make a daily design post. I pretty much go to my MLS. I pull the last 24 hours, new listings, pendings, and solds. Right. I'll update that information, change the date, and throw a different either listing image in there or that of mine or like a royalty-free image. Give it like 4th of July or like, the month of July or homes in the summer, right? All these different sources where you can get royalty-free images. Just make sure you're not using somebody else's photo. That's the biggest thing. But you can create stories, ads, social media posts for Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I typically use the social squared for all my social because it goes through good for Instagram and it also shows up good on Facebook. If you do it with the Facebook one, it doesn't show up the
Probably
same.
can. Hold on 1 second.
So WeBrand, this kind of goes
What
in.
in the
I touched
world?
on it. We already touched on.
I vaguely remember this.
Can you mute?
Yeah, I was seeing who that is. It's unmuted. All right, cool. I think I got it. All right. So this goes into like our assets, right? So again, you'll be able to add all your personalized stuff up there. So you're not having to constantly go back and do that every time you go in there to create something. You'll be able to, I'll show you where to go. So if you get new headshots, right? You can go in there, you can update that headshot, things of that nature. And again, your color schemes for your business can be saved as well. You can create quick videos, right? So we talked about like there's a way to go in there, create a neighborhood video. It pulls stats from Nextdoor and it puts this little 30-second video together that you can share on social media just around that specific neighborhood, right? So, one place I know neighborhoods, Nextdoor is a big app for that. So I could create a quick video for Nextdoor and then post it in that neighborhood chat. Like, hey, I just want to let you guys know what's going on in the neighborhood, right? How much engagement did you get from people in that neighborhood by you posting that video on that neighborhood, right? These are the things. This is where, in this market, lead generation is the number one thing. How can you get creative? How can you leverage this free video that you could just then literally take the link, post it in the Nextdoor, share it with all the neighbors, and just see who engages with it, and then go pick off the low-hanging fruit. But then do that for multiple neighborhoods, and then maybe just repeat it every 2 weeks with an updated one, right? And consistently over time, you should start seeing a return on that. But I think the key word is consistency there, right? We talked about buyer presentations, listing templates, right? Oh man, Ted, I'm new or I've never gone on a listing. I don't really have a presentation. Cool. Go ahead, create your presentation. Set it the way that you want it, brand it to you, your business, go in there and make the images what you want, get that out of the way so that you have it. The biggest thing, one of the people I like listening to a lot is Jocko Willink, and he says a good plan executed right now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Do not wait till you feel like you have the perfect buyer presentation or listing presentation to be going out there and taking action. You have a template, keep it simple, edit it, brand it, customize it to you quickly, know it, so practice it, and then go take action and present it, right? We have open house templates already made, new listing templates, just sold social posts. So all these different things, they have market update posts. And that's what I did, right? I found my templates that I liked, that I wanted to use on a regular basis, that I could go in there, quickly customize, edit, change a color, change this, change the image. And it gives me a variety on my business page and nothing looks the same. However, there are a lot of the same templates on repeat. Keep it simple. And we're gonna go over how to create those too. All right.
Are we gonna go over where to get the market update information? Because I've seen so many templates that I love, but like, I don't know how many houses were sold in June in said county. Like,
Yeah.
so where do we get all that data to populate those templates?
Yeah, so again, I'm big about keeping it simple. So like, for instance, this is my MLS here for Hampton Roads. So you'll see here, right here on my home screen, Market Watch. And again, everybody MLS is set up a little different. I think we all have similar tools though. So it may just be getting with your broker and ask them, hey, where can I find like quicks quick little links, right? We can go in here, create like certain stats and pull that. For me, I keep it simple. I go here. So Mondays takes me a little bit longer because I do 3 market updates, right? I do 24-hour, a weekend, and then a weekly, like looking at the past week, the past weekend, and then always do a 24-hour. Other than that, I just do a 24-hour every single day. I go here on Mondays. I'll just go here to my 3-day, take a look at the 3-day report. And then here on Monday, I'd also look at that 7-day. So for me, it's really quick. However, one of the other things, and I'll show you our social media once we work through some of these designs, because there's a lot of good resources out there, such as like Keeping Current Matters, National Association of Realtors, that puts graphs out there for us to share, right? So you see a lot of agents share these things. Me, I'm all about giving credit, make sure everything's coming from them, boom, boom, boom. But I'm also taking that graph that they've given us to share, and I'm just literally, I have pre-made templates that I then take and just upload that graph for us to share with it, with the little branding at the bottom, right? To make it look a little different than every other agent out there. But I have pre-made templates for all this stuff that I can quickly go in there, edit, make a quick change, and roll. A lot of times you'll also have, and I'll show you one that I actually do once a month. Do you guys in Northern Virginia, do you have Domus Analytics as well?
I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
know what that is.
This is stuff that's specifically in the MLS. I know every MLS has tools to go in here. pull.
What we have is, we got a lot of stuff that actually comes from Bright MLS.
Okay.
People sign up for the weekly update with us, the Economist Sturt event. And it looks like we have some of the same type of quick graphs that you have on your service.
Perfect. So yeah, so and again, right, this really isn't stuff that we normally dive into this class, but this is, to me, I think with the market constantly changing, I think if you find a template that you like, right, where can you go to get the information quickly, consistently every single day so you can update it, send it out? And again, the thing about social media is consistency, right? I usually get rid of multifamily in this. I keep the regions here. And this is typically, and I'll let it update, it's being a little slow right now. But again, you have different quick links. Like I'm sure you guys have similar things too. Quick links, pricing insights, market insights, right? But again, you want to get information here. And it doesn't have to be new listings pendings. You could do something like this, like median sales price for the area, median days on market, and average percent of list price, right? And that could be a weekly post that you do, right? And it's just time block it, put on the calendar on your marketing schedule, and then weekly go in there and just post that market update, maybe update the backdrop, the graphic or something like that, the color, and update those 3 statistics and then send it out. But these are the places that I go to do those type of things. So I just kind of like to show you, right? Leverage your MLS, right? We pay for it. It has a ton of data. It's very accurate. So again, I would challenge everybody here too to just get with your broker if you don't know where to find these things, or get with another agent in your office that knows where this stuff is, and leverage it. Any questions around that stuff before we jump back over to Command? All righty. So we are now in Command. So you'll notice here, this is mine always looks kind of crazy, just because I have so many things going on. However, on this particular one, my personal one, what we'll see here is I have it set up where I have design updates here. So you'll see summer previews, things of that nature, right? So any new design templates that KW is uploading here will be right here that you can actually preview. If you want to go in there and edit it, you can go right there. It'll take you to designs, open that up. And again, this is, if you notice, the Q3 personally branded magazine. So I want to say that just came out. So I'm going to show you where to go to find it other than right there. So we're going to go right here. I hit the KW. I'm a high school football coach. So like I joke, it's the tape on the helmet. until we learn the name. So until you learn what each applet is, you can hover over it, or if you hit the red KW, it pulls out my tape on the helmet, so to speak. We're gonna be in the designs one right here for today. Now, again, if you click this and you don't have any designs, don't worry, it's because you haven't created any. No big deal. With that being said, I have a lot in here, to say the least. Let me downsize this. I can't get to my. This bar at the bottom keeps getting in the way for me. Anyways, what you'll see here is any designs that you've created already, that you've edited. So for me, right, once I have created a template, I don't have to, and you'll see here, this is a rain graph that we created that's branded to us, and we just take the graph and then put it into this template. So I just update the graph. With that being said, though, I don't have to recreate the wheel. Meaning, if I just want to edit something, I go right here, open it up. I can change the agent on the post. I can change the information really quick. I can change the listing, all that stuff. So again, once you have your template set, you can go here and edit them. What we're going to do for right now is we're going to go over here to create design. And let's say we want to do a social post. So we're going to go right here. We're going to hit next. Now, what this is going to do is take us over to our partner, WeBrand, and you'll see the URL at the top change. And again, this is still linked and set up for you.
Could you please share screen?
Is it not sharing?
It is shared.
It is
It's
sharing.
sharing. I can see it.
Might want to check your settings.
You might have to leave and come back or try a new device.
I was gonna say, I was like, hold on, I'm the tech guy and I'm messing up here. I'm not sharing my screen. Y'all set me up for failure. I'm just messing with you. Let me know if you have any issues. Sign back, log off, sign back on. And let me know if you still have any issues. However, this is being recorded, so I will make sure that you just reach out to me and I'll make sure you get the recording ASAP. Now again, when we come here, what do we see? We see templates. Now, again, coming soon, nothing branded to me, my business, anything like that. That's fine. Right? We have, I believe that's a story, right? These are the square posts. Now, again, you can filter between social squares, social stories. Now, again, you can create with a blank canvas as well. No one's telling you that you have to use the template. So we can start from scratch here as well. Let's say you have a PDF that you want to bring in here and edit. You can also download a PDF as well to bring it over into WeBrand and edit it as well. But we're going to see this is coming soon. If I click here, it's going to pull up all the for sale templates, just listed templates, open house templates, just sold. If we come down here, we have for sale templates. And again, we got social wide, social square, social story. And again, listing presentations. Now, again, it's not available here because we're not in print. So the biggest thing is if you want to access listing presentations and or buyer presentations, you need to make sure that when you go to create a design, you actually just click the print instead of social. Otherwise, these won't pull up here. Right? Let's say you want to make a post about a neighborhood and you pull some stats on that neighborhood. Well, we already have some templates for that. So you could go in here, change the colors, change the branding, change the images, but more importantly, just update some information on that specific neighborhood. Right? Let's say we want to share, spread some love for our clients, right? Home anniversary post, all those things are already set up right there. Happy birthday post for our clients. Do you get a good review and you want to make a social media post about it? We already have these templates set up. Are you doing a client event? Right? David talks about this with his custom field, right? What's their favorite type of pie, right? Because a lot of people do pie giveaways around Thanksgiving and things like that. Cool. Well, you can go ahead and start marketing that event, right? Market expert. This is, I believe, where we have mortgage rates. I stay away from that. I just let my lenders deal with that. This is where I stay. Median national home price, right? You can say it doesn't have to be national. It could be median Hampton Roads sales price, right? Average 30. I would just change that and probably just do average days on market and then average percent of the list of sold price or something like that. But here's a simple one: new listings, new contracts or pendings and closings, right? And what you'll see is you'll see a lot of these templates I've taken, all this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I've used all of these. They're in my library. They look nothing like this now. I've got them customized to me so I can go in there and quickly edit them. Home values. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. However, I do want you to see what these look like. Do you want to design new business cards, right? Again, you're going to need to be in the print because that is a print one. Is it onboarding? Now you see the months here. These are holidays. So what holidays do we have in July? Well, we can go over here. We can see 4th of July post, right? When we go into August, what do we have? We have that. September, we have, again, Labor Day, first day of fall, right? So all these templates are already there for you. Don't recreate the wheel. Find a couple that you like that you can kind of go in and customize them and edit them quickly. Just listed, just sold, land stuff, sports and entertainment, commercial. So again, just a ton of stuff here that you can leverage. Now, one thing that we're going to go over before I jump out of this and go into the print, because I want you to see the buyer and listing presentations, is I want us to go over to our assets. So when we click assets, what you're going to see here is everything that you have saved. So when we click any of these templates to go in there and start editing them, our assets are always going to be available to us. This is where we go to add. So let's say we wanted to add a color swab like what we have here, right? You go in there and you add your colors. If I say, hey, I don't really use this color, I can get rid of it. I can go in here and add, let's see, I don't even know what. We usually use a couple different shades of blue. So I had that shade of blue. So I got 2 different shades of blue, right? So I can save that. If I want to go here to images, right, we're going to have any images, right? There's our listing sign I was telling you about. So any images that we use on a regular basis, I'm going to have right there. I actually need to go update one of my profiles anyways. Text. So again, stuff from our marketing profile, right? Our bio, things of that nature, personal information, right? Email, your KW website, all these different things are available right here so that you don't have to type these things on the template. You can drag and drop. Any logos that you use on a regular basis, right, need to be right up here so you can easily access them. Any elements, I don't really use the elements, so that's just me personally. Videos, if you want to upload videos, you can upload them there to reuse them, right? And then any files that you want to drop and save in here, you can do that as well. But again, this is where the biggest ones I'm going to tell you, if you have a color scheme outside of KW, set that up, set your images, set your logos, and any text, catchphrases, things like that, names. If you have other agents that, if you're a team leader and you have other agents on your team that you're going to use on a regular basis, their names for marketing, go ahead and have it there so you're not typing it out all the time. But that's where you go to get everything set up so that when you go in to edit, you're not constantly looking for that stuff. It's all right there in one place for you. So take the time to set that up so that when you get in here and start editing, so it's a lot smoother of a process. Let me back up here really quick, and then we're going to get into a print design because I want to show you guys.
Ted, can I ask you a quick question? When you were on that slide you just went past and you were talking about social wide, there was a couple different options.
Hmm?
when we're doing all this, does the, do the templates, you know how it has to be a certain way for Facebook and has to be a certain way for Instagram? Does it automatically configure that, or should we be picking certain ones based on which platform we're sending it out?
Yeah, great question. And I know I touched on it, but sometimes I try to pack a lot of info in a small period of time. So I talk fast. So that's on me. What I typically do if I'm doing social posts, I always use Social Square.
Social Square? Okay.
It's the one that is the most universal, meaning that it works perfect for Instagram, meaning like all the proportions show up perfectly great for Instagram. I can
Mhm.
use it for Facebook and it shows up perfectly fine on Facebook, right? It doesn't like look bad or anything. It's not the wide Facebook one, but it looks fine. Trust me. I'll show
And
you.
where would we pick, you'll show us where to pick that?
Yeah, I'll show you what
Okay.
my Instagram and Facebook look like, so you can kind of get a. But yeah, me personally, that's just a print thing.
Mhm.
100%, I use Social Square. Otherwise, I would have to create the same thing for Facebook and Instagram for it to come through the way that I want. Social Square is the most efficient.
Okay, thank you.
So I just kind of want to walk us through the listing presentations and the buyer presentations so you guys can see them and know where to go to find them. So we're just going to click the print one, right? And then also when we click this, you'll have access to other things like mailers, like if you want to create postcard templates and things of that nature that are printed things, right? Business Basics will have the business cards, things of that nature. Now, again, all the same assets will still be there for you. So we got company search. So now that we're in print, if I click buyer presentation, you have 5 different buyer presentations that you can go in here and you'll see it's kind of rolling through all the different pages right here as I leave my cursor on it. You can go in there, edit every single color. You can edit the verbiage. I'll tell you, I'm not trying to create a new wheel. The round one works perfectly fine, right? So take this. Find the places to put your branding, your imaging, maybe change the colors using the color swab that you created there in your assets to make it you, right? Maybe you have images with past clients and you want to throw those in there. Heck, maybe you have some really good friends that are willing to go to a house and have somebody take some pictures of you shaking some hands. And they're like, cool, I get to be in your listing in your marketing material. Yeah, I'm cool. I'll help you out. And now you just have somebody taking a picture, shaking hands in front of a house or something, right? The idea is you're building a brand, you're building marketing. And again, do they know that's a real client or do they know that's just somebody with you actually picture there shaking hands, right? Perception is always going to be reality. But again, you have 5 different ones. So again, you would basically click use, and then you would go in there and you would start editing the content, right? Dragging your image. I'm not going to jump into that specifically because we're going to go in and edit a different design, but you would edit this design the same way that we're going to edit the other one. And I'll show you all the little tricks in there. Now, I do want to go down here really quick. Where's my listings? Listings. Did I miss it? There we go. Listing presentations. Same thing with listing presentations. We go here, you got 5 different listing presentations, right? It walks them through what that home selling process looks like, right? It's got a table of contents. Certain pages you may not want to use, right? There's certain pages in our listing presentation that I don't leverage. Let me actually see. I want to see something real quick. I want to see if our personal.
Some of them are so long. I think most people say 12 pages is plenty. You should never go more than 12.
Yeah,
Some people do 2.
I would have to doing what I do now. I'm not really out in the field quite as much. My wife is the one that does she's the one that holds us down. Let me stop playing. So the whole point being is I know hers is, let me see. I don't know if it's probably in her personal one. I was going to show you what hers was like, but basically she just took a template and designed it. Now again, right, even though I'm in WeBrand, you can access just like in Command any of the designs you've created right here. And notice all these, like I was saying, are all Social Square. But right, what you'll notice, like a lot of these templates, right, that I've utilized. Let's see, I'll just give you an example. So for instance, you see this one here for the weekly, and then right down here, I want to say it's the same. Oh, what is that? No, I just saw it. I can't even find the same one, and I know I've used it twice in like the same week. So that shows you like they look different, right? And I think that's the idea behind it. Oh, it's because these are the most up-to-date ones. My bad. If you saw it on social media, you'd see it differently. But we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna actually edit one of these today. So we can make this happen. So notice the Domus analytic graph that we were talking about. I need to update this, and this is one that I actually will do. But you'll see here 345. What I basically do is just snip this image out for the graph, and then I update this template, right? Wrong template. This template. But the template, everything stays the same here. All I gotta do is update the image. Keep it simple. But for today, we're gonna do a daily market update. So we're gonna go right here to this one. I'm gonna click that, and I'm gonna go to edit. And now this is, we're still in WeBrand, the editor, but it's gonna take me over to the editing screen, right? This is where, if you're familiar with Canva, this is where you kind of get up here, and this is where you start to build and create and all those different things, right? I'm gonna downsize this a little bit so I can actually see the whole image with that bar in the way. All right, so interesting. This looks updated. This looks different than it did yesterday. I don't know if yours looks like this. It may be something that I'm working on or we're testing. So with that being said, right, we know to date, I haven't used this one since the 20th. So I'm gonna go in here. Now, when I click where the text is, it's gonna highlight this text box. You'll see here, just like Word, you have different fonts, right? Different font size. You can change the colors, underline, bold. You can do, you know, the bullet points. You can align the text differently. All change the spacing, all the basic functions that you would do with Microsoft Word, essentially, when you're typing. Now, for people that are like, that's kind of small. What you can do is, if you go right over here, you'll see typewriter. If you click this, when you have the text box highlighted, it's going to pull up the text right over here. So now I can basically go here, go 7/12/2023. And now I'm going to hit save changes. And it's going to update that to 7/12/2023. We know today, market report, today's Wednesday, so I'm going to even change this just to make it look even more different. And I'm going to do it this way too, right? So you can see I can type right here. However, if I personally like doing it here, because it also puts in Wednesday, boom. Now we got Wednesday market report. Now, I've already run my 24-hour numbers. I got them written down in front of me. So really quickly, I'm going to go here, highlight that. These are bigger. I can see them, so I'll just change them really quick. But see, look, I just made a boo-boo. Look at that. I went to highlight the next text box, and it turned it sideways on me. So instead of trying to drag and line this up, if I go right here and hit undo, it's just going to put that right back center. Now all I'm going to do is just make sure I go a little bit lower and highlight that text box. And now we got 70. And I'm going to make sure I go over here, click there, because they're kind of close. And we have 100. Now, I've changed pretty much everything up here other than the image. So the cool thing is I can go in here. One place that I do like to go, and you can write this down. I'll go, let's free Virginia Beach images. And I go Pick-a-Bay's Pick-a-Bay. Is one of my favorite places to go, right? So Pick-a-Bay is a good place to go to get royalty-free images. There's a couple other ones out there, but I'm gonna go here. And we'll go to Virginia Beach. So it's summertime, beach time, and we are going to, which one looks good? We'll use Poseidon, the Poseidon statue. So I'm going to click that. It's going to pull this image up. All I'm going to do is hit download. It's gonna download it to my computer. While it's thinking and doing that, I'm gonna go back over here to my template. Now, before I upload this image and show you how to do that, notice here, we have a bunch of images that you can leverage. If I go to my workspace, right? My assets, I have, oh, which one? Okay, that's why. I'm in the wrong team account, so I don't have all that stuff up here right now. However, if I go here to just the stock images, I can technically select one of these, drag and drop it, and update the image right there with a new picture, right? You can also highlight and do that as well. However, for me, I want to add my own personal image that's relevant to me and my market. So notice what I did here is I went to add. Now I'm going to upload this to my computer where I downloaded that. So did the image not download? Oh, well, that's always nice when the image doesn't download. Trisha, while I'm re-downloading this, what questions do you have? I see that you got your hand up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when editing your assets, I think I've figured out how to bring in photos, PDF, things like that. But how do you add your text? Like I don't know how it ever got in there, but like my name, my market center, my phone number, but I want to add and update my credentials, my designations, my slogan, and I can't quite figure out how to get that in there.
All right. So that actually, the stuff that's pulling into your assets is actually pulling from your marketing profile. So, you know, on day one, when you guys walk through like military, like veteran, spouse, different designations that you can also put up there for you, as well as like bios, all that stuff's pulling from your marketing profile. So before we jump off this, I can just show you where that's at. So that way. All right, so I don't know what's going on with this image. This image is giving me, it's not being nice. So we'll just use this one. That's fine. We'll use the boardwalk. I want something with the book. So I don't know why my computer is acting funny here. All right. So I don't know what's going on with this and why it's acting this way. We're gonna get out of this.
Somebody asked in the chat, so I'll just ask. Pixabay, new to me. So thanks for sharing that. So we can join and use these photos copyright free.
Yep. So for me, you can join and they have like different subscriptions, things of that nature. However, if you find the right one, which is, and again, I always type like when I search like the type of image I'm looking for, and there's just put Pixabay and I put free. Okay, so I want beach theme, so I'll just, again, this should be a free one, and then the free one should pop up just like this and download. Just waiting on it to actually show up. There we go. So there's your free image. So we'll just use that one for training purposes here, and I'm going to use it to post. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here and notice I'm going to select that. We're going to see that upload here, and now I'm just going to replace that image. If I want more of the seashells in it, I can highlight it. If I want, I can blow it up, make it a little bigger. And just roll with it like that. Now, you can share directly if you have this particular account isn't my team account. I don't believe so. I don't have certain things set up. I run my campaigns out of other accounts. So I've updated this. You can download it, but again, you don't really need to download it. You can just hit save. It's going to update that and it's going to take you out of WeBrand back to designs. So now you're always going to see the most up to date, which again, I need to be back in my team account because we just edited this one right here. And it's just updating the thumbnail since I just saved it. Let me refresh my screen here. Boom. So we'll see that one's updated, the most recent one. So we're good to go there.
Hey,
Now-
can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
go ahead. Yeah.
The market update you just did, I saw that was one page. If you wanted to add another page, can you do that? Or do you have to only pick designs that have two pages?
So the idea behind this, you could and I guess my question would be, the idea behind this one is this is going to be a social post, right? So if you want to add 2 pictures, when we actually post, you just select 2 pictures. So just make 2 graphics.
Okay, so I guess it's not for social media, but for print, you know how you have a design for page 1, but I wasn't able to see an option where you can add page.
Correct. You can do that. So like on the listing presentations, buyer presentations, things like that, 100%. You can create your own pages. You can also go in there, edit the pages that you're actually going to use and print out. And you can actually deselect certain pages that you don't want in the listing presentation. So going back to what we were talking about with those presentations, 10, 12 pages is probably more than enough, right? And I'm probably not even going to go over all of it. I'm going to leave that there with them because people like things like that. However, I'm going to ask what questions I always tell the agents I coach, we get paid in proportion to the quality of questions we ask and the amount of problems we solve for other people, right? So if I can figure out by asking the right questions, what's important to them with the person that they hire to help them buy a home or sell a home. Now I know what parts in that presentation are most important to them. I'll breeze over the other stuff and I'll really hammer home the things that they've identified as value to them. So, but again, 10 to 12 pages, I think is solid for that. Now, any questions leading up to this part specifically? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick. Any questions specifically on creating designs? Or we feel pretty comfortable there, and I will tell you guys, it's like a new car.
Well,
Me-
emails.
Emails, same way.
I get-
So let me jump in there. I'll show you where to go to
I get
find
stumped
those.
because I'll watch trainings and then I go to do something and then I hit a roadblock. And I just recently learned that I was creating a design, choosing like square or whatever, but thinking that it would save it as a template that I could pull into an email and it doesn't.
Correct.
So
Well,
I have to
well-
remember that that very first step is so important to choose email first and then go find the template. And because I want to do a save the date to an event
Okay.
and I just get lost where click here, then there, then there, then the left side, then up here, then drop down. Then I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. So I think the biggest thing is that graphic that you made, you can still use it. You can actually input that into the email template. The biggest thing is when we go to create design here, right? And we'll go through that video that we talked about because real quick before we jump into the campaign side of things, because this right here, you can post in the next door thing. That's what we were talking about. However, for your question, I believe was it Trisha that was asking the question?
Yes.
We're just gonna select email right now. When I go here, it's gonna again pull me to, I'm in my team account. So it's gonna essentially pull me over here and it's gonna show me all these templates that KW has already created, just sold classic event template. So you could click this one, it's already a template pre-made, go in there and start editing it, right? If you want to create your own from scratch, you can do that as well. What I typically do is I will take a template. You see there's 73 templates in here though, right? Classic feature home just listed. If you go up here to search, let's say we search for, what's a good one to search for? News See what comes up. Nothing.
Yes, I'd love to start doing newsletters.
So. So there are some newsletter templates in here. You just might have to scroll down. Classic virtual hub. All right, here we go. Approachable newsletter A, B. You can edit these, delete these. What I challenge everybody to do, create a template and then utilize that. If I go, which account am I in right now? I'm gonna pull up. So again, I'm gonna pull up our email template. Should be in the team one here. Okay. All right. So yeah, this one went out June 17th. So this is our actual email template that my wife sends out. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm just gonna open that up. If you selected email and you selected one of those templates, it would just open this up. And we used a KW template to begin with. And now we just go in here and edit it, right? We edit the year-over-year report. Again, last month we hit a new high, 335. This month we hit a new high of 345. So this will get updated. But now basically, right, that graphic you created, Trisha, if you go here, double click it, you can go over here and replace that image that easy. So when we go to update this and send this out this month, probably here in the next week or so, we're just going to literally update that graphic right there. And then the biggest thing when you do that, right, replace it, and then you're always going to want to make sure that you, make sure you save what you do. Now, when I go down here, these are all the key points from the report that came out from Rain. So if I click this, look what happens over here to the right. All I got to do, and again, all the same functionality that you had when you were in designs, right? Centering, all that stuff, right? So again, I just got to update the text. Once that's done, save it. All this stuff you'll see here. This is my team, obviously. So it's depending on what agent's assigned to it, like to that contact, I can send this out for my whole team. And if it's from Leslie, it's going to come from Leslie. It's going to pull her first name, her headshot, all of her stuff. If it comes from my agent, Jacob, it's going to pull Jacob's information, his headshot, boom. But I can send it out to the entire team. And so again, if you're an individual agent, you got your, but guess where this pulls from? Does anybody got a wild guess where that pulls from? I can give y'all a hint. It was the first class.
Your marketing profile?
Ding, 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 ding. If I had a gift card, you'd be the winner. Fortunately, I didn't because I didn't know I was teaching this until a couple days ago. So if you want to dive into some campaign stuff, you've earned the right for a free one-on-one appointment, and we can dive a little deeper into some stuff. But having the answer, I like the reward participation. So, but again, right, this is it. This actually is automatically pulled from your KW stuff too. So this is actually branded. In this case, if it came from Leslie to Leslie and her custom app, to Jacob or his custom app. Notice here, any of this stuff, right? If I want to get rid of something, I can just go right here and delete it and get rid of that. If I want to add a text cell, I can drag and figure out where I want to drop that. If I want to add an image, I can drag and drop that, right? If I want to put a call to action button, whatever that may be, I can drop a button. She's gonna get mad at me if I'm gonna do this. So, right, I just dropped the button down there. So now I'm gonna edit it. We're gonna
That's
make
cool.
so let's go. I want it wider. So I'm just gonna go 200. We're gonna make this thing see and just play with it, right? So I'm gonna go here. 200. Now we got it a little bit bigger. Now I'm gonna check out what's my home. There we go. Home value. All right, now we're gonna make it red because I don't like all the other stuff here. I cannot get down to my border type because there we go. I'm trying to access this, but this scan bar is in the way for Zoom. All right, we're gonna go right here then. All right, so I like the rounded button. I had to work to get there. But all right, for simplicity purposes with this bar down here, you'll get the idea. Now what I would personally do, go to my personal website. I have a jot form, complimentary home evaluation. So I'm just gonna copy that link. Go over here, link it to a web address. Boom. Save. So now when they click that button, it'll actually take them to my web page to fill out the home eval form. Now-
Nice. And is that home eval on all of our landing pages?
No,
or
this
on
is something I built out and
Okay.
embedded. But again, right,
Is
this
it a
is
Google
this is
form?
where, yeah, it's just a Google form that I embedded here.
Okay.
Now, just so everybody knows, we are working on, if anybody's at family reunion, one of the big buzzes that came out were the new agent website. So we're gonna have some new enhancements rolling out sometime. We always say at KW our deadline was family reunion, mega camp or yesterday. So I know I'm working on that now. I'm excited about it. And yeah. If you want to do things like this on your site, though, this is where I believe it was the second slide we went over, right? Your MCTT, get to know them. Those are the people that can help you. It's not all on you. We want to make sure that you guys have the support that you need by being a part of KW. So again, make your MCTT and your PC coach probably some of your best friends. It'll benefit you a ton. Now we're going to shift really quick into the next set of slides. Does anybody have any actually? Oh, no, we're not going to shift. I'm trying to make sure we stay on time here. However, sometimes I'll run a little long. So sorry about that in advance. Last thing that I want to go over, because I just want to show you guys where that email is and what that looks like. However, we're also going to create a quick video because I want you guys to be able to do that and share that for a specific neighborhood. So back here in designs, we go up to the right, hit create designs. We're going to go over here to video and we're going to hit next. Now, search a random neighborhood that you want to do the video for. I'm going to do the riverfront, see what pops up here in Suffolk. Boom, riverfront golf course community right over here where I live. So nice. Boom, I selected the neighborhood. What it's going to do is now pull all that information over from next door. Agent info. Again, all this stuff pulls from your marketing profile. I have so many accounts that it gets confused now at this point. Actually, I'm gonna go back. I don't know why this neighborhood's not pulling up. The info. Let's go. Let's go. We'll just pick this one. Investment neighborhood. So we'll look at this. Average price on the decline. Boom, boom, boom. Agent info. So now once we have that neighborhood, and again, this is pulling from next door, right? So you can blast something out. Again, this is coming from a third party. However, we have MLS access. Confirm the numbers before you start sending stuff out. However, now once I have the numbers confirmed and in there, we just give it like 10 seconds and it starts to create this little video for us that then we have the ability to share. It's that easy.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Now, this actually, and I'm gonna play it here and shut up and make me another cup of coffee while you guys get to watch the 30-second video. However, this is what it looks like. Alrighty, so what do you guys think of that video?
I love the graphics, the flow of it. Obviously, the stats are not very positive, so that's not one I would ever send out, that everything's on the decline. But would that be one that you would send out in an email, or is that something you put on social media?
Well, so all right, so I love that you brought this up, and I want to make sure we touch on campaigns. However, the real estate coach in me, I can't not dive down a rabbit hole. So bear with me. Let me ask you a question. Why wouldn't you want to post that?
I think because we're trying to, well, I'm in the DC area and we really desperately need more inventory.
Hmm.
And people are not going to want to sell if they think their home values have dropped.
Correct. Now that's that specific neighborhood. Now, if we know every other neighborhood, or if we look locally in Northern Virginia, I'm pretty familiar with that market. I went to University of Maryland, lived up there in Ashburn, Herndon, Chantilly.
Oh my gosh, I live in Ashburn.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm very familiar. With that being said, inventory is still really low down here. Where's your inventory at right now? We're about 1.8 months supply. So we're still very much the same. The thing is, if every other home in the area is starting to appreciate a little bit, again, even with the interest rates and home values still keep going up, right? Or holding steady and slightly ticking up. I guess the thing would be, if I'm considering selling and my neighborhood's one of the few that isn't, does it make more sense to go ahead and sell that now as opposed to waiting and hoping that it catches up with the other ones and it doesn't continue to trend in that direction? I don't know, but I think the biggest thing is the more people we can get in front of and have a consultative conversation, the more business that we're going to find, right? It may not make sense for them to do it now. It may make sense. It's kind of like I always tell people, there's so many changes in the market, right? I may post that video. You want to know why? Because what if somebody sees on next door and they go and they spit their coffee out and they're like, what? Decline, decline, decline. And they start engaging on the comment on next door, right? The thing is, we're looking for engagement. We're looking for opportunities to have conversations. We don't know what they know and they don't know what they don't know. And that's why they need us, right? Because we're market experts, right? We understand that, at least here, right? And I'm based on you knowing your month supply of inventory and everything, I know we hit a low, like around May of last year, Hampton Roads hit a high of 328 and some change, right? From July to November, it was decline in the median sales price until we bottomed out in November at 292. Every month since November, we've gone up. 292 to 297, then 302, then 309, 312, 315, 320, 320. Then we had what? A new record at 335, and then last month we beat that at 345. Right? I think the biggest thing, there's a lot of unknowns. None of us have a crystal ball, right? I talked to a lender partner myself that said, hey, by 2025, we could be maybe back in the fours. However, what we do know is there's a potential for it to go up even more between the next 2 quarters. So I tell people, if you got buyers looking 4 to 12 months from now, you may want to have a conversation with them. It may make sense to sit down and say, hey, I got some information I want to share with you. And best case scenario, you find out about some options that you didn't know existed prior to us sitting down. In worst case, you just stick to the plan that you already have, 4 to 12 months, whatever it is. Right. But it allows us to have that conversation, potentially move somebody that's end of the year, beginning of next year up into the market now. And it may be advantageous to save them and their family a bunch of money. Right. So sorry, I just went down a rabbit hole. Hopefully you guys took something away from that. But again, I don't think just because the news isn't like butterflies and rainbows, understand bad news is still news. It still elicits engagement, and more importantly, it creates the opportunity for us to have a consultative conversation and to bring value, right? Because they may have just been getting information from one place. Now, because they were able to connect with you through a post that you made on Nextdoor on Facebook, now they're more educated. They're in a better position to ultimately accomplish their goals. So again, I'm not the one that made everything decline. I'm just reporting it. Got
Great
questions
point.
about what's going on? DM me, right? And that's kind of the process. So I would look at it that way, right? It's an opportunity to just drive more engagement and then to educate more people, which ultimately helps you solve more problems for people.
That's a great point. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I love, and I trust me, we've all been in the same place in our business. I probably thought the same way. I'm like, that's not the best looking stuff. I want it to look great. However, great is getting in front of people and being able to be a fiduciary and bring value and serve. Love that though. All right. So anything else that we have before we transition to actually doing one of these posts and scheduling it and all those different things? All right, we're going to try to be efficient here. Now, again, a lot of this stuff is making sure that you get everything set up. So again, going back, and I'm going to show you guys where that marketing profile is, because we're going to jump directly to where to go to make sure your campaign stuff's set up. I'm going to breeze through these slides, which is just going to kind of tell you what we're going to be going over. Again, Facebook, you got to have a Facebook business page, right? We got our personal page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you can't leverage any of this stuff in here in campaigns for social media posting, running paid ads, things of that nature. Got to make sure your marketing profile is complete. We'll touch on that. Make sure your command email configuration replies all set up. Again, you guys went through most of that stuff in your settings on Monday, and then make sure you set up a payment in your campaign's dashboard, and we'll walk you through what that looks like and what the dashboard itself looks like, so that if you want to run paid ads, you can actually do it through commands, leveraging the lead generation software we have built in through our partnership with Facebook, right? Originally, when we built this out, Facebook wanted to partner with the world's largest real estate company because they wanted to understand the real estate market better. And we want to find partnerships to help our agents generate lower leads, lower cost per leads, more opportunity, and have access to some things that you wouldn't have through traditional ads manager and Facebook. I actually consulted with an agent in Texas yesterday, and they had previously been running everything through ads manager, and they're probably, I mean, we cut, I want to say they're probably around $7 or $8 a lead. And we easily cut them probably $5 a lead less. Like, so again, if you're doing 100 leads, 100 times 5, that's a decent amount of money you're saving, right? If you're doing paid leads and things like that. So again, we'll run through that, what that looks like. Because we are crunched for time, I'm not going to go through a bunch of examples of ads. However, I am going to drop a link to a landing page I created, actually in command, and this is what it is here. So I'll go ahead and put it in there. But basically, it walks through everything that we'll breeze over around creating a paid ad and how to target, how to hit certain interest groups, right? The certain people in your market that you want to see the ad, different types of ads. Now, again, I made this way back during the COVID market, right? But you'll see examples of some ads that I've created, the spend, the amount of leads, the cost per lead, right? In addition to that, right, this is an evergreen ad. All I did here was looking for a great deal on homes in Virginia Beach. Look at the ones with the most recent price drops in the last 7 days. Now, when they click learn more, it populates an auto capture lead form. Their information then drops in as a lead into my command. Now the website that it actually takes them to is right here. So it'd be my home website is where I send them to. So let's just say I went Virginia Beach. And again, right, I can have this ad running all the time and I don't have to change anything other than maybe the image, right? Type in Virginia Beach for this particular one. It's going to pull this general area around Virginia Beach and everything in Virginia Beach. Now, I just go here to the more filters. And you can also run one for open houses the same way. Go down here to these filters, and instead of selecting this one, select the open house one. But in this case, that Virginia Beach one, I went here. So now it's going to adjust everything that you see here and only show up properties that have had price reductions in the last 7 days. $500 price drop. That's a deal. 3K. 3K, right? But again, the thing is, this is whenever they access this link, it's going to update in live time because our websites are connected to an IDX feed that has every MLS. And it's actually searchable internationally too. So really cool stuff. Really easy way to create the ad. I wanted you guys to see where to go, where to take them. Just go to your website, put the filter that you want. Again, you can do the same thing for open houses here. If I click this one off and put the open house one on, it's going to just show the open houses going on in the area coming up, heading into the weekend. All right, clicked it. There we go. So it's going to refresh everything. And now what you're going to see is up here at the top, only the houses that have open houses going on this weekend. So easy evergreen ad. The best ads though, honestly, are advertising listings. So if you don't have a listing, don't worry, don't stress. If you're in my area, call me. You can always advertise one of my listings. I could care less. It's free marketing. My job is to get the home sold. And if another agent wants to run a Facebook ad and they can bring a buyer, I'm perfectly fine. I love to work with them, right? Don't base what you do off the 10%, base off the 90. Find an agent in your office and ask for permission and then rock and roll with it. Listings tend to drive the best. If you get one that's kind of unique, like right, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads it's kind of unique, but this one was a farmhouse out in Suffolk. So it kind of stood out, right? And it drove like that particular listing, 71 cents a lead. And then the second time I did one on it, I threw $20 at it and I got 39 leads at 51 cents a lead, right? This particular one was an ad that we ran during COVID, royalty-free COVID image that I found. It was easy to find spike protein images back then. But again, everybody, anytime you saw something like that, what were you doing as you scroll down social media? You stopped. So I said, hey, cool. I want to let them know we leverage like Keeping Current Matters and a bunch of other publications that were updating around things and how COVID and the pandemic was affecting the housing market. So again, I was like, let me test this, see how it works. 6 days, spent $10, got 6 leads at $1 a lead. I'm cool with that. This particular one, we didn't run for leads. We actually ran for impressions. So instead of 530 impressions and 6 leads, we got like, I can't see it right here. You guys can probably see it because you ain't got that bar popping up, but it's like 16 or 17,000 impressions for generally the same amount of spend. No leads because we didn't use the lead capture form. When you don't use the lead capture form, it realizes that you're trying to get as many eyeballs seeing that as possible, right? Like a big community event or something, I'm not going to use the lead capture form, right? If I'm doing a school drive or something, I'm just blasting that out there and I'm not going to use the lead form because I want as many people to see it as possible. However, if I'm targeting an advertisement, I may want a specific group of people to see it so that they're more likely to actually submit the lead and have an interest in what I'm presenting. I will copy this and drop this in the chat right now so you guys can save that. And again, it will walk you through different interest groups that I use, best practices, things of that nature. So that way you guys have access to this. And that should be in the chat there for you. And once we get done running through campaigns here, I will reference the chat and make sure we ain't got no questions to finish up. All right, so now that we are there, we're gonna jump back over here to command. And we're gonna pull our tape on the helmet out. And we're gonna go to campaigns. Now, first and foremost, we can go here, and what you're gonna first notice is, do you have any accounts connected? So again, I have different accounts for different profiles. However, if it's not highlighted here, you don't have an account connected. However, if you have it highlighted, you do. So we have a couple little things here too that I want to show you on the campaigns dashboard, right? And this is what we call our campaigns dashboard, right? This is where you have your paid ads that you run, email ads, right? Direct mail, social posts. The cool thing about social posts is you'll actually be able to see everything that you do, track it, engagement. So like yesterday, if I want to go here, it's going to take me down here and you'll see the post that we made. So we got the Monday, we got an offer accepted, and then Monday we had the weekend market update go out, and then the year-over-year report came out. So those all went out Monday. Tuesday we had the past week report go out. We highlighted the new all-time median sales price, which was a template. I took that gray template and I just added some transparent fireworks behind it, and it completely changed the image, right? Same template, just one little tweak. Updated the daily market update, and we're going to post the daily market update for the day as well. So we're going to go through what that looks like at the end. However, paid ads, when we look here, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to make sure you have a payment set up, right? So you'll go here, you'll add any cards, things like that you need in order to process payment, right? So when you build the ad and you put, I want to spend $20 on it, it's going to pull from these payments. If you have more than one in there, you can select when you create the ad which one you want it to pull from. So the biggest thing, get in there, get that situated. Now you can go here to connect your accounts, or what we're going to do is we're going to go here to our drop down real quick if you don't have it set up, and you're going to go over here to your settings. Now, as you go in here to your settings, what you want to do is you want to go in here, you want to connect your account. Mine may look a little different because I already have some accounts connected. Accounts connected. I just combined two words there. Interesting. Now, once you have your stuff connected, you can go in here and manage, turn things off. Now I'm in a team. Let me get out of this one.
I have a, my business page is like tied to my personal page, and I want to keep my personal page totally out of my real estate life. So, I didn't connect this because it wanted to switch me to my personal. I just want to make sure I'm safe, and it's just going to pull and post to my business page.
So notice here, it's got me connected to my personal. So understand, and it will never post you literally cannot post to your personal out of command.
Okay.
It won't let you. This is set up for business only, like the software itself. So understand, any business accounts that you're the owner of, that you're the business admin on, are underneath your personal profile.
Right.
Like, to access your business pages, you have to log into what? Your personal Facebook. So it's the same concept if you think about it that way.
Okay.
So now what you're able to do is go in here and I can go manage. I can disconnect accounts if I want, but now more importantly, when I go down here, where is it at? Facebook Ad Manager, right? This is your ads manager account. We have to have our personal set up here because, again, it allows us to do post scheduling for our business. So like if I wanted to make a post, like, if I wanted to, like, I forgot it was 7-Eleven day yesterday. I didn't get my free Slurpee. All right. I'm kind of bummed. Somebody told me this morning. I said, why didn't you tell me yesterday? Whole point being is, right, I didn't make a social media post. It's kind of one of those little fun things that you could post about that's outside of real estate, just to get in front of your people. However, if I was being proactive, which I should have been, and I should have put it on my calendar, I should have made a graphic. Happy 7-Eleven day. Don't forget to go get your free Slurpee. I might have been able to remind myself, but I could have gone in there on July 1st. I could have gone there on January 1st and made it and scheduled it for July 11th at 10 a.m. 6 months ago, and it would have posted, right? So that's the benefit of having that set up. Now, what that ultimately does down here, when you go to your ads manager, is you can now go in here and any business pages that you have, and I actually have a contracting business launching today, so I actually need to start creating a new business page as well. So the thing is here, you can actually connect whatever accounts you want business-wise, and you can actually run advertisements leveraging the same tools here. So like if, for me, I have a contracting business, I want to advertise, roofing repairs, crawl space repair, whatever, I can create an advertisement right here in Command, in Designs, literally select that profile when I'm creating the paid ad, and then run a paid ad for my contracting business, while also running an ad for my United Home Group and running an ad for my TK team. Right. So I think that's the really cool thing about this. But this is where you go to manage those different business accounts. So again, just go through here, make sure this is all set up. So that way you can actually leverage the cool stuff and the lead generation software built into campaigns.
So is there a way that y'all can add threads? So it's like a new thing with Instagram that's probably going to be taken off better than Twitter. And so it's like Instagram, but Twitter on Instagram.
Yeah, so I know that depending on how that app takes off and everything, I'm sure that if there's an opportunity for us to grow our business in there, it will be something that'll be put on the roadmap. I can tell you from a developmental side, that app's so new that it's not on the priority list for business right now. However, because it's owned by Facebook and Facebook owns Instagram, yeah, I mean it's something that we will incorporate and work our way in. Me personally, I don't do too much advertising on Twitter. Never have, never will. It's just, even when Twitter was really like crazy back in the day, and I coach high school football. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, these college recruiters talk to these kids via Twitter. Like, that's the number one thing I feel like I would ever use it for. I don't use it for business at all. Instagram, stories, and social media. Those are my two main places. But yes, I do know the way KW thinks. And again, this is actually a good thing. If you go to ideas.kw.com, what this is, and again, we talk about this platform being built for agents by agents, right? Go in here and look for trending, recent, popular ideas. Alert to prevent not submitted opportunity commission, right? You could go in here to already exist, not implemented, my ideas. So you can go in here, you can search ideas, right? Was it Threads? New Threads app integration. So it's already in here. Somebody just put that in there and it has one vote. So the cool thing about this, KWRI goes here, because this is where agents can go to submit ideas for new ideas, things they would like to see. And then what we do is we prioritize it based on the votes. So I could go here and vote for this. And now it's got 2 votes. If you know some other agents that would love it, tell them to go there and upvote that. Because again, right, the idea, and that's that's how we know what our people on the ground need. So again, 100% great idea. Go in here, search it, and if it's not an idea, literally submit it here, and then have other agents go upvote it. But again, this is again a very collaborative technology platform. So it's actually pretty cool you brought that up. Yeah, again, that's not answer. That's ideas with an s.kw.com. So we're gonna jump over here to paid ads because I wanna run through that, even though I gave you guys some examples. Essentially, you're gonna go here to create campaign. But what I want you guys to see, am I in the right account? I'm gonna go lifetime. Because in this account, I haven't run anything in this particular one in a while, but I did a long time ago. So kind of give us a good sample set. Now, again, keep in mind, all of these ads that I ran, a lot of them were not, the goal was not to necessarily generate leads. Some of them I didn't even use a lead capture form on, right? Some of them I did. Some of them I was beta testing different advertisements to see what worked. The biggest thing here that you'll see though, is even with some that I was never going to capture a lead anyways, we had what, $1,039 spent, another 382 leads. Yeah, so it was $2.71 a lead. Before I started beta testing some stuff, I was under $2 a lead. Right. So the idea is you can build a funnel of business. The biggest thing is when you go in here, and online leads are great. Online leads are fantastic. At United Home Group, we do a lot of Google leads, Google PPC leads, things of that nature. The same thing with Facebook leads. The lead itself is cool to get. You get excited. You see the notification. Oh yeah, leads is a numbers game. You gotta work through some bad leads. You gotta work through some hangups. You gotta work through I ain't gonna say the word, but some F-offs, right? And again, understand that's part of weeding through to find the gold, right? Like a miner doesn't just stick a shovel in the ground one time and find a diamond or gold. They gotta mine. They gotta work through a bunch of dirt to ultimately get to where they want to be, right? And that's kind of what this is. The cool thing is, it's all in the follow-up. It's all in the follow-up. And if you leverage smart plans, like what you guys talked about yesterday, let's say I go in here to a paid social ad, and I'm just test for class, and we're going to advertise a listing because we say, you know what, that listing stuff works great. Or actually, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to attract buyers. I'm going to select the profile that I want, and I'm going to hit create. What that's going to do is it's going to take me over to where I can then create my ad. So I'm going to use one of my listings. I don't have any active that aren't under contract. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go property address, get rid of this one. I'm going to go pending because active. Now, normally you just do active. I want to show you guys how to find an actual listing. 138 Arma Court, Newport News. So once you find the listing, right, you're going to select the listing. The cool thing is, if you're advertising a listing, it's going to pull over the property description, the public property description right there. Now, the biggest thing that I'll tell you, white space breaks things up. It causes people to stop when they're scrolling, in addition to emojis. Don't overdo it with emojis. Keep it simple. I have certain practices. So I'll hit this little thing down here, and you'll pull up. You don't see the emoji, just type it. In this case, I had it up there already. So boom, check out this 5-bedroom home, blah, 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 blah. Anytime I have an exclamation point, I get rid of that. And then I use this one, boom. And then 2-car. Maybe I'll put 2 cars right there. Boom. And 2-car garage has enough room, right? Again, just enough to kind of break up the monotony of black and white letters just scrolling across the screen. And I'm done. That's all I'll do there, right? Now, I got the text. It's over there. Headline. Check this one out. Boom. With an exclamation point. Learn more. And now I'm going to do a point because this one's going here. And I'll probably do like 3 of these. Now, one other thing that I like to do, and this is just me personally, sometimes people need to be directed. Come on, computer. Now, what do you see here? It's driving them to where? Lead capture button. Right? Now, the cool thing is, save this text, right? I'm gonna go over here to media. Now, if it's a listing, I recommend typically picking, you can, I think, select up to 5, right? So we could go there. Actually, I'm gonna go backyard. Someone's got a cool backyard. We'll go here, preview crop. We'll just save it there. Now, again, your DBA logo from your marketing profile is going to go ahead and it's automatically going to pull over as well. Actually, I like that one. That one was cool. We'll put that one there. Let's see why I don't like this photo better. Notice here, I'm just cropping the images, making them all the same. Boom. And then we'll add one of the kitchen, just so we have an interior shot here. Right, so now the cool thing about this is it's something that is scrollable. So as they're passing, right, they get this advertisement here, and now they're literally able, you know, select images that you want, crop them, and they're literally able to kind of scroll through, see some stuff here. Once you have the images that you want, go ahead and have that saved. You're gonna go down here to your Facebook settings now. This is where account, right? It's your personal account. However, what page is it posting to? So any of those business pages that you have created that you've added and connected in management, you'll notice here, what profile picture? My business page. Now, if I switch it over to our United Home Group's regional page, it would post to that account, right? So let me hit the right button here. Why my computer? All right, there we go. I don't know why I keep bumping it. All right, so we're good there. Let me go down here. So this is where we determine, are we using a Facebook lead form? Again, this will auto-populate when they hit the button. Now, again, me personally, I always use Learn More. It's the least salesy of them, and it's coming from curiosity. Again, if we select this, it's just going to take them to whatever landing or whatever web page we want them to go to. It's not going to capture a lead. You can have a lead capture form on that page that it sends them to. But again, that may be more for like a community event, something like that. This right here is going to be the one that I normally use. Now, in this case, I'm just going to go to my personal website, 138 Parma Court, Newport News, and literally copy and paste this URL because if they submit their information, I want it to take them to my personal webpage, keep them locked in with me, and it's got all the stuff to my website, right? So I'm just gonna go here. Now, when you do this, I always tell everybody just exit that out because it automatically puts that in there. Paste it. You're gonna wait till you get the green check mark, and you are good to go. Now over here, we're gonna see as we go here, it's gonna default to where the listing was. We're gonna go 20 to 30 miles. So I'll go 30 miles for this, right? Newport News. This is an auto audience. So again, if I'm going 30-mile radius around Newport News, it's going to potentially get in front of 1.1 million people. It's a little bit more of a broad audience, right? I may get more leads, but some of those people may not really be so serious. If I want a custom audience, which again, you can save any of your custom audiences so you can come back and use them and not have to recreate them later. However, we're going to go here. If you want to target your database, you can do that, and then you can actually start to target a certain group through Facebook, neighborhoods, or whatever they're associated with. That's why their social media profiles are important. However, in this case, and normally I do, the custom audience out the 20 to 30 miles. Now, detailed targeting. Going back to this website, these are some of the things that we're talking about here. Right. However, let's just say I go here, I'm gonna add some of those, so. Yeah, what you
Can you
got?
copy your landing page in the chat so we can save that?
Yeah, I thought I posted, all right, but I'll post it again real quick. Uh-oh.
You checked
Uh,
your,
I
if it's
think I
like,
actually posted a direct message. There you go. Sorry.
yeah, because it doesn't say the last link you said wasn't to us either.
There you go. I think it should be in there now. All right, so this is the biggest thing, right? When we see, like, for instance, we type Zillow. What this will do is target anybody in a 25, 30-mile radius around Newport News that is expressed on social media, on Facebook, that they like Zillow, right? Let the algorithms and the software do their thing. Now, the thing is, do I want to hit Premier Agent? That's the side that's geared towards just real estate agents. So I don't necessarily need a bunch of agents seeing it. I don't want a bunch of agents filling out a lead capture form. There's 34 million people as a total audience that have expressed an interest in Zillow. So I'm going to select that. Right now, what happens if I want to do first? Maybe it's an ad geared around first-time home buyers and the first-time home buyer grant, right? I typically select 10 to 12 interests, but you'll notice here when I just save those three, look what happens to our. It just went down from 1.1 to 354,000 people within a 30-mile radius of Newport News that will probably see this. So we're getting a little bit more specific about the people that we're targeting. Again,
Hey,
you can
Ted.
save that audience, name it, so you can come back to it later. However, once you have it where you want, you're going to hit save.
Ted,
You got
when you were, you had the point up about the targeted list, and that's why it was important to put your people's Facebook and whatever social media contacts. So it's going to command to pull those out, correct? It's not going to my list I've created on Facebook.
Right. So where you're going to want that information, like yesterday when you guys went over contacts and you went through all the different fields, you have the social profile in that contact card. So if you actually go and you copy from Facebook the actual public facing social profile for that client and add that right there in their social profile underneath their contact card, you can leverage that to then actually push out advertisements targeting them so that you make sure they're the ones that are seeing them.
So can I do both? Can I say like here's my 10-mile radius plus that list?
With the, so you're saying basically going here. Let me jump back.
Yeah, right there. You had targeted list. Yeah. So target my database, unless you got thousands of people in your command with their Facebook page, you're not going to reach. It's going to be a much smaller list. It's not going to be 354,000.
Correct. Yeah. So
Got it.
yeah, in that case, if I were to select a certain group in my database, yeah, it's gonna narrow that down quite a bit. Also in addition to that, you can also do it not just by like social profiles. If you have like we were talking about assigning people to neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
You can also target based on neighborhoods, things like that as
Got
well.
it. Okay. Thanks, man.
No worries. And then two, one of the things that we also like, let's say you want to use this, but now you want to get even more specific. You can actually start to narrow that audience as well too. Me personally, I don't dive too much into it. Like, right, I'm more along the lines of, are these the people that express interest in this area? And then somebody can cultivate a relationship with long term for future business referrals, whatever it may be. Sorry about that. We're going to get that out of here because I didn't select anybody. All right. So once we have that saved, lead settings. And again, you guys know I said this in the beginning, is follow-up's the key with online leads, especially if you're going to invest money into this stuff. If the follow-up's not there, I'm going to tell you, don't waste your time doing it. Use this for social posts that are free, but don't spend the money unless you're willing to make the commitment to actually follow up. Now, the cool thing is, right, we know in the library and smart plans, you can find Facebook lead follow-ups that other agents have published that you can download, rip off, and duplicate. That's way better way to build a business, rip off and duplicate proven systems as opposed to research and develop. That's expensive. Now, let's say this was an open house ad, or let's say, for instance, this was 138 Parma Court, right? I can literally create that tag, whatever colors that I normally, I'm not going to do this because Actually, this is my personal one. I can do it. There, she won't. All right, so now I've literally created that tag. So any lead that comes in is automatically going to be tagged that. I don't have to worry about. So now if I ever want to filter through the leads that came in through that ad, I can filter by that tag in my database. In addition to that, this is the biggest one. We know, and I harp on this with the agents in United Home Group in our organization, speed the lead. We're heavy in online lead generation, speed the lead, speed the lead, speed the lead. If you think this is the only place that they submitted their information, you're wrong. This may just be the only place that you actually see who's calling it. And I think that's within the first 5 minutes, we increase our chance of conversion 6 times if we get to it within the first 5 minutes. Now, again, we may be with a client, we may life, our kids, whatever. However, if you have and this isn't the one that I normally utilize. Let's see, Holiday Smart Plan, open house follow-up, Facebook, retargeting older leads. Whatever, I'm just gonna pick one. The whole point being is if you have a specific follow-up campaign that you want to initiate as soon as that lead comes in, as soon as it comes in and drops in the command, it can be tagged and it can automatically be enrolled in a smart plan for you. So if you got Twilio and it sends out the text right away, guess what? As soon as that lead comes in, whatever text message you want going out to them will go out instantaneously. So it increases our chances of conversion and it's doing some of the heavy lifting for you. So find a good smart plan, have that as your go-to if you are going to do this. So that way your speed to lead is not something you have to be concerned with. Now you just need to continue to nurture and follow up and get it to the next phase, which is an appointment, right? So that you can, obviously start to move that through the pipeline. But that's how you do that. And then the last thing here really is how long do you want the ad to run for, right? In this case, I usually go 10 days, could be 7 days. I usually do 10-day ads. Spend at least $1 a day. Let's say you want to do, $2 a day. Well, in this case, I would just do $20 on the ad, $2 a day per channel. Once I have it where I want, I like it, I save it. Now all I'm going to do is go up here, hit publish campaign, and then it's going to pull up different payments. I select the one that I want to put it on, and then I hit create campaign. Now I'm not going to do that because I'm not creating this one. However, once you create the campaign, here in your social post, what you'll see, not social, excuse me, paid ads. Instead of completed or active, you will see under review. So what Facebook then is doing is going through and making sure everything from a fair housing standpoint, all that stuff is compliant, just like they would do on the ads manager side anyways. And then once Facebook's like, all right, approved, then you'll see this be a clear green bar that says active. But that's essentially it to create a paid ad. Now, before I jump into some questions, and again, we have direct mailing, things like that. These we're not going to dive super deep into because that's really kind of more the higher level stuff. It's here. However, get with your MCTT. The biggest thing is, can you leverage paid ads and do you have those things set up? And then social posts. So I'm going to show you guys my social post. I'm going to make mine actually right now so that you guys can see what it looks like in live action. And then you'll see how it posts to my social media account too. So what I'm going to do is go to create campaign, go to social post. Now, again, this is how we would create that social post. I'm going to select the page that I want it on. Check out the last 24 hour. And again, I'll use some emojis, so I don't got it up here, so I'll use a clock. Check out the last 24-hour market report for Hampton Roads. And then we're going to put a home. And then we're going to put a graph. And we'll put another home. Now, what I typically do, I have a landing page where we constantly have like we drive people to with market updates that I built out. Again, that's something that you guys will kind of jump into in the consumer class. However, I'll show you what it looks like because I got to copy and paste this URL. So this is our daily market update page. Nothing crazy. We just go in there. The daily market updates and all those things that we put out here, the templates, we just go in here and update this landing page. It takes like a couple seconds. So it's, you know, nothing too crazy hard. I'm going to copy and paste that. Again, any links that you have is going to pull up whatever the front of that page looks like. In this case, I want to add our 24-hour market report that we did earlier. So I'm going to go here to add media. Now you can browse and, you know, take downloaded files and upload them. In this case, I'm going to browse my designs because I created it in designs. So now I don't have to download anything. I can just select that. And it's going to upload that and it's going to pull it up and ask me to crop it so I can make sure. And again, right, I use the social square. So again, I don't have to recreate, right? This is how it's going to show up on Facebook. The preview's over here on this side. So now check out last 24-hour market report for Hampton Roads. Again, I have the ownership statement up there. I have the DBA and stuff. If you forgot to put that up there, you can literally click this and it'll gray out the bottom and put it right there. So you stay legally compliant. In this case, I don't need it because I already put it on the design. If you don't have your DBA and you forget, cool. Put that up there. It'll throw it up there just so you're good. In this case, I got mine up there. Now down here at the bottom, and this is going to drive me crazy because my screen actually, hold, let's see. Cool. Look, we can kind of show it here. So if you want to schedule for the future, select there. Schedule, set your time. In this case, I want to post this immediately. So I'm going to hit publish immediately. And now once I look at everything, check out last 24-hour market report for Hampton Roads. Make sure I didn't have any typos. And now I'm just get publish post, review and publish. Cool. Boom. Now you'll get once it publishes successfully, you'll get a green thing up here where my cursor is at the top. Facebook post published across one page. Now, again, we cannot post schedule for Instagram. And the reason why is because Instagram doesn't have that capability built in like Facebook to future date posts, but I do know they're working to build that out. And that integration will allow us to also post directly here to Instagram as well. Me personally, again, when we focus on expands, so what I'm doing right now as we speak is I literally just pull up my Facebook, I copy and paste whatever the verbiage was from that one that I just did. I saved the image and I just posted to my Instagram real quick. What I also do is I post it to the business page's Instagram story and that shares to my Facebook. So now it's automatically shared to my Facebook. Again, you'll see everything that you post, anything that's scheduled for the future. If you want to do that, will be right there. But let me show you guys the way this stuff comes across on social. So that way you can see it. So if we go here to the team's Facebook page. All right, click it. All right. So this takes us over to the Facebook page. You'll see this literally just posted. Right, the link's clickable to this landing page. And again, going back to the landing page, nothing crazy. It's all the same templates that we talked about, right? This is the one template, just updated the graph, right? I haven't updated the daily market update there yet, so I need to go in there and do that. But you'll see all the different graphs that are constantly updated. Which is a place where we drive people. It's got a link to our app and a lead capture form on it. But again, to update it, it's super easy. That's something that, you know, we can always connect with on another side. The biggest thing is, are you posting consistent content, right? So when I go through here on our post, you can see all these things come directly through KW. I don't post any of this stuff on my actual Facebook. Now, what I will show you guys here before we jump off is, let me get back over, is the Instagram side. So you can see how they come through on Instagram as well. Where's my business page? It won't even let me get to it. All right, well, it'd be nice if it let me. Is that it? Oh, there we go. This Zoom bar makes it pretty challenging to pull up certain things. So again, same thing here. You'll see these things post. Now, again, right, like I told you guys for Instagram, for me personally, all I'm simply doing is I'm going here to my business page. Typically, I don't post anything. I just share my business page stuff, right? From to my personal page, and I don't do every single personal post. But while we're talking right now through this, I'm literally just copying and pasting this stuff into Instagram and then also posting it on my story. So that way it's all done. I don't have to think about it. And it takes me roughly 5 to 7 minutes a day to get this stuff out consistently and daily. So any questions around the social post and how to set this stuff up?
If you were to schedule out, you know how it was, you can schedule it Wednesday, Friday, Monday. It will just post the same thing on those days, right?
So it depends what you put on the actual. So you would create the post the same way every single time. So you would go in here, create a new social post. I'm dragging my screen over here. So you would literally just go here every single time and create a new campaign, right? And then schedule the date that you actually want that campaign. You could use the same image, right? And then too, like if you, I want to say, I mean, you can repost something too by just going right here and reposting the same thing. To me though, you would just schedule, if you want a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, time block 10, 15 minutes after you have your designs to go spend 5 minutes scheduling your post for Monday, your one for Tuesday or Wednesday, and your one for Friday. That would probably be the, in my opinion, probably the most efficient way to actually do that. But again, you know, the cool thing is, as business owners, we kind of get to decide what's the best way for us in our business. But I challenge everybody to kind of, you know, leverage. So now you'll notice here in this time that we've been talking, if I go here, this should be up here by now, Melissa. And it's already up there with all the verbiage and everything that we had originally. Now it's also added to the story. So again, I'm big about doing it consistently, day in and day out, right? And again, none of this content looks super similar, but notice this template right here for the weekly market update. It looks like you just be scrolling out, like, it's the same template. But if I go up here with the order, same template. It's a little different though. And I think that's the biggest thing. Mix up the content, keep it creative. Video stuff works great too. But the biggest thing is just figure out what you're going to do and do it consistently. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. That's probably the biggest piece of advice, because there's a lot of things we can be doing in our business. The more we try to do before we master the things that are most important, the more stressful it is, at least from my experience. So let's jump in the chat real quick. Let's see. Got to jump off. Are you able to share a Zoom recording? Missed a few things. So the Zoom recording will be posted to our regional YouTube page. So look for that. David will make sure that gets posted. It was up on the print. Boom, 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 boom. All right, awesome. I don't see anything up here that we didn't really hit on. Does anybody else have anything that they want to touch on prior to us jumping off? All righty. Well, hopefully you guys took something away. The biggest thing that I ask is that you take one thing, at least one thing from today, and you implement it in your business, right? Because the biggest thing, and I'm a firm believer, the reason that the failure rate in this industry is so high is because there's a lot of people doing. There's a lot of people willing to show up and learn and be a sponge, but there's not a lot of action, right? There's either action without knowing, or there's a lot of knowing without action. Don't be a habitual learner. Pat yourself on the back. You're doing great because you showed up here today. Now take something and implement it and help it and leverage it to get you closer to your goals. I'll put my contact information real quick down here in the chat. If you guys have any questions, make sure I spell my name right. I don't know if I had enough coffee yet today. Boom. And like I said, shoot me an email if you have any questions. And then I can respond. My calendar link's up there. So if you ever want to jump on my calendar or something, we can always connect one-on-one. But good luck in your business. It's summer selling season. So let's get out there, make some money, and build some businesses worth owning, and ultimately create some opportunities for the people that matter most to us in our world. Let's get it. Have a great one, everybody.
Thank you, Ted.